Hello and welcome to Coming Home with Mama T. I'm your host, Tiara, aka Mama T. And on this podcast, we explore the journey of creating the life of our desires through mastering manifestation, maintaining a positive mindset, and living luxuriously. On today's episode, we're going to dive into the concept of being a miracle. I am a miracle is an affirmation that I've recently tapped into and I am loving. So I want to share this with you. And this concept really came through for me. A couple months ago, I was a part of a program, and in this program, the mentor had asked us to really think about where did we come from? Like, what had to have happened for you to be created in this physical form? Meaning, how many partnerships had to come together? How did your parents have to meet in order for you to come together? Like, thinking about, all the different things. Like, for example, the mentor in this space was saying that like her grandmother lived in England and her grandfather lived in Canada, and at the time like travel wasn't what travel is today, so for her grandmother to have just happened to like move from England to Canada and then show up in this place in Canada, and I think it was French Canadian, and her grandfather spoke French and her grandmother spoke English, but somehow they were able to connect and communicate and come to a place where they fell in love and got married and had, kids and so on and so forth. And these stories of like meeting and connecting are so magical. And then you get to the science of it all, right? And you get to the science of how a fetus comes together and a zygote and all of those things that I'm not pulling out fourth grade science for, but like understanding that the egg and the sperm that came together to create you is also like one in millions, right? Like there's like so many, it could have been a different sperm, it could have been a different egg, it could have been like there are so many things that could have not happened so that you did not happen, but everything so perfectly aligned that you are now here. You're able to listen to this podcast. So thank you for doing that. You're able to live your life, and that is a miracle. Your existence is a miracle. So now, because we understand that us simply being here is not a simple task, it is in fact a miracle. It is in fact magic. It is in fact a blessing, however you like to phrase it. Give it the weight it deserves. And in recognizing the power that comes from us being here, existing, we can now see the power in all the things around us. Yes, when we stop taking for granted that we live, that we're human, that we are out here on this rock, adulting and paying bills and da 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 da, and getting out of the monotony of it all, but really looking for the magic of it all, our mindset changes. We open ourselves up to new perspectives and new opportunities for more magic to cultivate in our life. This is a very powerful practice, right? We start looking at the laptop and rather being like, oh my gosh, my laptop is such and such many years old and how expensive it is to kind of be replaced and like, man, someone took the time to like create a screen and a keyboard and figure out how to create the internet so I can now access millions of people all over the world and connect with them. And I have clients over here, and I made a new friend that I never would have had the opportunity to meet in person if I had not, had access to the internet. And the magic of being able to have access to the internet. Not everybody has this access. And oh my gosh, I have data on my phone and I have like home Wi-Fi. Like, what magic is that? Like, really start seeing these things to be grateful for, these things that are so every day in a lot of our lives, make them magic. Make them worthy of gratitude and praise. The more we cultivate this kind of energy in ourselves, the more we ground into life as abundant and intentional and beautiful and wonderful, the more we lean into these energies, the more magic we see and we get to experience, and we manifest faster, we manifest greater, bigger, and more wonderful because we are allowing ourselves to see the possibility for more in this life. We are allowing ourselves to play bigger instead of smaller. We are allowing ourselves to really tap into what is it that we want, getting clear, because we know we might not know exactly how it shows up, and that might not even be any of our business. You're going to ask, how do I do this, until you've done it, and then you're like, oh my gosh, I don't even know, like I don't even know how that happened. But now you know that you can, and so you know that you can do it, so you'll be able to recreate it. It doesn't matter, right? I'm like thinking about playing pickleball, right? Like I'm playing, and so often, like I have an understanding of the concept, like mentally, like, okay, this, like an ATP, you hit it, you're hitting the ball around the pole. Conceptually, I know what it is, but I can't do it, or I won't do it until I do it, right? Like I have an understanding, but like until the perfect, setup is aligned, and my body is in the right place, and my paddles in the right thing, like, and I feel it in my body, I won't know what it feels like, right? Like I won't know, but I know it's a possibility. And then one day I'll hit it and be like, oh my, if I did that, I don't know. Like there was like one time we were just like dinking around, and another more like advanced, if you will, hit is called an ernie, where you like step out of the off the court and you hit the ball back into the court, like over the net or whatever. And I did it while we were dinking around, and I was like, wait a minute, was that me? Did I just do the thing? And they're like, yeah, you just did the thing. And so it's just like, okay, now I know what it is. All right. And I know what happened and what situations were going on to kind of lead up to that. So now I know if something similar shows up, I can do it again. Like I can believe in myself. It might not, it might go straight into the net the next time I try, but I know that I've done it before. So I can build on that belief that like I can do it again. I've got this. And all the like more amazing shots that I've taken when I think about it are like the ones I didn't literally think about. Like I didn't plan like, oh my gosh, okay, so the ball's gonna show up, like I just hit it here. So the ball's gonna show up here, and then I'm gonna hit it over here because we're playing chess and not checkers. No, like that's like the game is moving too fast for me to strategize that far. Like I'm in flow. The things that happen for me, I'm in flow for it. And that is how I like to live life, is being in the flow. And that does not necessarily mean that it has to be that way for you. Maybe you are someone that strategizes. That's one of the most beautiful things about humanity, is that we're all built differently. We get to explore what our magic is. We get to explore that like expansion and how this all best works for you. That you can tap into astrology and understand like how the stars have aligned for yourself and how that works for you. If that's something that aligns with you, you can look into human design and figure out how your lines and your profiles and all of that magic works for you, and what it means about you, and how you can lean into the things that are defined in your chart, and allow the things that are undefined to kind of just like float away, and just give you information, if you will. Like there's so much out there to really learn and understand about ourselves, and you can learn it all, or you can just figure it out on your own. I think that it's nice to have these different programs and modalities to tap into to give us insight that someone else has already come up with. But again, we are all individuals. So we can take a little bit of this, we can take a little bit of that. This resonates, that resonates. All right, great. But I also like, no one's going to know you better than you know you if you allow yourself to know yourself. So, what if you take time to just get to know yourself, get to know how you process information, get to know how you share information, get to know how you find connection? Do you thrive in community? Do you thrive in a solo space? Do you thrive here, there, or everywhere? It doesn't matter. Become no one and then become everyone. Just play around. This is what life is about, is it's our invitation to play and learn and grow and expand and move and find what feels good. Witness the miracles all around us and keep going, keep growing and expanding. And I really invite you to tap into the Mama T energy space as you're going through this journey. And anyway, whether you just continue and not, it's not a just, whether you continue to listen to Coming Home with Mama T, you subscribe and show up every Monday and Thursday and listen in and tap in, whether you tap into the Activate Your Inner Shift meditation series and really take in the ways that you can become more aware and release the things that are no longer serving you and lean into all of the energy work there. Maybe you tap even deeper into the space and you start doing private sessions. And I'm really excited and loving the fact that I've taken away the like labeling of each session and just really made it time blocks. So, because I find that as I work with people, if someone might show up for energy healing and, we're doing the thing, but something just says like pull a card and I pull a card and now we're on like a little different track and it might all tie together. It might be completely different things, but we're utilizing the time in a way that feels complete for you and it gets to be customized for you. So you can do energy healing, you can get a tarot reading, you can get some life coaching and any mixture of it, whatever just like shows up in the moment that is necessary for you right then and there, which I freaking love. I'm so excited for it. There is the home membership community, which is really where we're going to put into practice taking radical self-responsibility for living an extraordinary life, really working on the mind, the body, the spirit, sharing our own individual stories, understanding our expansion, masterminding this life that we are living and how we can make it even more extraordinary, or if we're loving the life that we're in and it is just perfect, how we just share and maintain and go and still learn, because we're always learning. We're always learning. There's no like stagnancy. There's something else there. So we can continue this life's journey together. It's like, I don't know, like a gym membership for the soul. I love it. And then we have mentorship. And in that mentorship, you get both private sessions and access to the home membership. So you get all of that together. And so I really love this setup in this space and cultivating a space where you can tap in to this energy, whatever feels good for you, whatever is right for you from moment to moment. And it's all magical. It is simply a miracle, a beautiful, wonderful, amazing miracle that we get to share with each other. And with that, I say thank you so much for listening, and I will catch you on the next one. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Ta-ta for now.